My circle tighter than it ever been. I ain't letting nobody in my business like that. For real. The only ones is me, myself, and God. You know who I be with. You know who I be with. Me, myself, and God. You know who I be with. You know who I be with. Me, myself, and God. You know who I be with. You know who I be with. Me, myself, and God. You know who I be with.
Blessings to everyone who's listening today. This is the Me, Myself, and God Daily Devotional Podcast, and we will be studying in Genesis chapter 4 today. We will begin after Eve gave birth to Cain and Abel. So we will be in verses 2 through 16. And it says, "When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best portions of the firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel in his gift, but he did not accept Cain in his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected." Okay, I want to pause right there real quick. Abel gave a gift from the best portions of the firstborn of his flock, while Cain just gave from his flock. So Abel gave God his best. That's why his efforts were accepted. Cain just gave what he wanted to give, and that's why his gifts were not accepted. Okay, and now we continue. Verse 6. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. But you must subdue it and be its master." One day, Cain suggested to his brother, "Let's go out into the fields." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where's your brother? Where's Abel?" "I do not know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" But the Lord said, What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." And Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay, now there's a lot to unpack here. The Lord definitely revealed a lot to me through these scriptures. You can't take unrighteous actions and expect to be accepted into the kingdom of heaven. The power to deny sin is the power to do what is right. If you refuse to do what is right, then sin has a hold of you, and God cannot accept gifts you produce in sin. You have the power to choose which path you will live on. Sin leads to more sin, which leads to shame, lies, and evil. Humble yourself and return to righteousness when God shows you an unfavorable truth about yourself. Because if you choose violence, it will only lead to more sin, pain, and death. Your wickedness will lead to your banishment. Then you will be an example of evil. You will be lost and a reminder to people of why they should remain righteous. Now, my Bible gives commentary on these scriptures, which says, when God rejected Cain's offering, Cain reacted first with disappointment, then with anger. God did not reject Cain for his strong feelings, but offered him an opportunity for a new start. How sad that Cain refused this second chance and went out instead to kill his brother. We need to be careful when we face obstacles in life. We need to carefully weigh the strong feelings we encounter before acting on them. If we don't, we may be passing up an excellent opportunity for a fresh start. God is not put off by our strong feelings. Our spiritual renewal is based on God's grace, which always offers us an opportunity to begin again. And what that's saying to me is, just as Adam and Cain, there's a price to be paid when you don't own up to your truth. Let's be very mindful of that as we journey through this life. Have a blessed day.
Myself and God, you know who I be with, you know who I be with me. Myself and God, you know who I be with, you know who I be with me. Myself and God, you know who I be with, you know who I be with me. Myself and God, you know who I be with, you know who I be with. No, it ain't.
This is Radio For Real. Welcome to the Good Vibes.